Sticking to the game totals, I'm going with the under 48 points between the Bills and the Chiefs. We've got two powerhouse teams that are going head to head, but this is not shaping up to be a shootout like you might expect because you have the two best quarterbacks in the league. I love the under 47.5 because the Bills' offense in the recent game against Baltimore, you probably noticed that Josh Allen's stat lines. He had 127 passing yards, no touchdowns. That's it. And it wasn't a one-off. He's kind of been in that realm all season. Buffalo's offense has shown a pattern of being overly conservative in the second half of games, especially if they're playing with the lead. They're leaning more on some of these methodical drives. Now, against a Steve Spagnuolo Chiefs defense, a guy who lives for confusing quarterbacks, disrupting game plans, the Bills' offense could potentially fall into becoming one-dimensional. The Buffalo hasn't been generating explosive plays as often, and if Spagnuolo's pass rush gets going, it's going to be a really tough day for Allen to push the ball downfield. Now, KC's offense, listen, Patrick Mahomes is a magician. We know this. We know this about him. He pulls it out every year. But this year, his wand isn't working quite the same. Outside of Travis Kelce, who's really been the go-to guy that's been stepping up? The Chiefs against the Texans, only 212 total yards. Mahomes has struggled to connect on some of those deep passes, and Buffalo's secondary is disciplined enough to keep everything in front of them. Now, on top of that, KC's offensive line, particularly on that left side, has had some issues. And guess what? The Bills have a pass rush that can make life miserable for Mahomes. Add in KC's issues converting on third downs, add in their red zone inefficiency all season long, 24th in the league, and it's clear that the scoring potential here is capped. Now riddle me this. Think about it. When was the last time the Chiefs scored 30 points? November 2023. It's been a 28-game streak scoring 30 points or less. So what happens when you put these two offenses up against two disruptive defenses? Well, it's simple for me. You get a lower scoring game. That Bills defense is excellent at generating pressure without blitzing, which will disrupt Mahomes' rhythm. And on the flip side, Chiefs defense has the versatility to force Allen into mistakes or completely stall Buffalo's drives. Now, here's one stat for you. Buffalo leads the NFL in turnover margin at plus 27. That's 10 more than the next highest team. Meanwhile, KC is 10th in points allowed per drive. These are two really good defenses. Both defenses are built to bend but not break, and that kind of game script, to me, that says under. But these are the two best offenses in the league. Okay, are they? Historically, but right now, the weaknesses are there. Buffalo has been conservative. KC has been inconsistent. The two player props that I like to match with this, I love Josh Allen, 10 rush attempts, to have at least 10 rush attempts at minus 105. In his last 9 games, Allen has averaged 8 rush attempts per game, leading the league in scramble rate. Now, against man coverage, which is what the Chiefs like to play, that number spikes. He finds the gaps and he makes defenses pay. Buffalo leaned heavy into the strategy, 40 designed runs, 11 rushing scores in his last 9 games. Compare that to just 19 designed runs in the first half of the season. This is their game plan now. Use Allen's legs. And again, Spagnuolo's Chiefs defense, Allen's even gone double-digit rush attempts in 6 straight games. Last time they met, 12 carries, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. Allen's size, Allen's power, it's unstoppable. So bet the over on Josh Allen to have at least 10 rush attempts. He's carrying this offense on his back and his legs. The other player prop that I like is Xavier Worthy, over 49.5 receiving yards. He is a speedster, and he could definitely deliver in this game. Buffalo's defense has struggled against slot receivers, and Worthy's already burned them for 61 yards and a touchdown earlier this year. His speed, his separation, it makes him a go-to target for Mahomes, and so I love his over receiving yards. Xavier Worthy, over 49.5 receiving yards, because he's ready to fly, and even with playoff Kelce in full effect, you need somebody else. Worthy is that guy. So the plays that I like for this one, the Bills and the Chiefs under 47.5. I also like Josh Allen to have at least 10 rush attempts and Xavier Worthy over 49.5 receiving yards.